right. Are you ready?
Yep.
Okay. Hi, and welcome to episode 33 of C3 Crystals, Cauldrons, and Cocktails. I'm River.
And I'm Wren.
And today we're going to be talking about astrology basics. But first, what are we drinking?
We are drinking a Wren concoction.
Yes, it is.
We are drinking, I want to call it cotton candy goo. Yeah, I was going to come up with something else like cotton candy, alliteration, cotton candy, something, but goo came to mind and it's absolutely amazing. So when I don't remember how old I turned. I think it maybe my 22nd birthday. My husband and I went out to this really yummy, seafood restaurant where it's like they bring you the bags of seafood and you crack and you eat anything and everything. And I was like, at this time I was really into cotton candy, like not like actual cotton candy, but like cotton candy flavored things, like cotton candy flavored ice cream and cotton candy flavored like candies, but not actual cotton candy. Okay. Don't ask me why. And I asked our waitress if she could make us a cotton candy drink, right? And she goes, yeah, let me see what I can find. And she came back with what do I call it? A cotton candy drink, but it didn't taste like cotton candy, which is kind of like the thing that I was going for.
Right.
And it was made out of raspberry lemonade. And I know I pronounce this weird, limoncello, but you say limoncello.
Yeah, I think I've always called it limoncello. I don't know.
However you pronounce it, grenadine and amaretto. And I know that there's like a splash of something else in there. It is absolutely divine.
Yeah, it's a little sweet for me. I like those sour drinks, but it's not like I could drink 5 of these in a row. Of course, we shouldn't be drinking 5 of any drink in a row, but you know what I'm saying? It's a little too sweet for me, but it is very tasty. I do feel like we need to work on that name. I don't know.
I don't know. Cotton candy goo.
we could have a contest for our listeners to name some of our cocktails. That would be fun.
Oh, that would be fun. Like on like Instagram or something.
Yeah, that would be fun.
Yeah, it would be.
But anyway, yeah, this is a keeper for sure.
And
okay.
So let's get into astrology.
Okay.
It's a big and hefty one. That's why we're doing just the basics, just the quick basic episode. So what is astrology? And so from Wikipedia, astrology is a pseudoscience that claims to discern information about human affairs and terrestrial events by studying the movements and relative positions of celestial objects.
Yeah, I mean, it's basically the study of the way cosmic objects like planets and stars influence our lives. And astrology's, it says that the position of these cosmic objects at the time of a child's birth shapes various aspects of their life. So that's kind of in a nutshell what that is.
Yeah, astrology has dated back to at least the 2nd millennium BCE and has its roots in, I always mess this up. It's not a word in my head. It's not a word. Calendrical. Okay, calendrical is not a word. Calendrical systems used to predict seasonal shifts and to interrupt celestial cycles as signs of divine communications. And so many cultures have attached importance to astronomical events, which astronomical events to me are very important. Astrological events to me, I'm still iffy about it. Don't come at me. I'm still iffy about it, right?
Yeah, we got to do a whole lot more research. There is so much that I was reading for this episode that I'm curious as to, I've come up with some facts later about it that I find interesting. We'll see.
Yeah. But you know me, I am very astronomy related and it is one of my biggest pet peeves when people say, oh, you study astrology. No. I study astronomy. Please. And I know that they get confused so much, but please don't be that person. It is one of my biggest pet peeves ever because they are they have the same theme of understanding, but they are not the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
So off of many cultures, as I was talking about, some such as the Hindus, Chinese, and Maya developed elaborate systems for predicting terrestrial events from celestial observations.
Mm-hmm.
There's two that I found. Okay. This is where it branches off. Stay with me. I know I'm going to be a little bit confusing, but stay with me a little bit.
Okay.
So there is like astrology, and then there's Western astrology, which is different, but kind of the same, if that makes sense.
Okay.
So
tell me more.
Yeah. Western astrology is one of the oldest astrological systems that is still in use today and can trace its roots back to the 19th and 17th century BCE. Within like Mesopotamia, where from Mesopotamia it spread to ancient Greece, Rome, and the Arab world, and eventually Central and Western Europe. And what Western astrology is it's the system of astrological, it's hard to understand. Basic astrology and Western astrology are different but the same. And
what is Western astrology, the more modern take on it, like in the United States, or?
Well, it's called Western astrology because it was most popular in Western countries, in Europe and I know not everybody knows like how Rome was made, and
Mm-hmm.
the central area that it was mostly in Western Europe,
Okay.
But we still had civilizations like within Rome. If you're talking like Byzantine era, it was pretty much all over Europe and North Africa and into the Middle East, like that we know today. But I would say that the Western astrology really stuck to the Western countries.
So it's actually older, and the basic astrology is now the modern astrology.
Yeah. And some of the Western is still used today.
Okay.
So Western astrology is historically based on Ptolemy's and Tetrabiblos from the 2nd century.
Yeah,
CE.
that was a book that, and I don't know how to pronounce his name, Ptolemy or Ptolemy.
It's Ptolemy.
Ptolemy, you know that one?
Yeah, I've studied him.
Okay. So yeah, that's a book that he wrote. Okay.
Mm-hmm. And like the Ptolemaic code or something like that, like the name, the phrase. Okay, never mind.
Y'all can't see my face, but
yeah, it was like, yeah, no. And so his book, which in turn was a continuation of the Hellenistic, ultimately Babylonian traditions. So Western astrology is largely I can't pronounce this, horoscopic.
Okay. Like our horoscopes.
Yeah. Horoscopic, I guess, instead of horo. This is in like a form of divination based on the construction of a horoscope for the exact moment, such as a person's birth, as well as location. And since time zones may or may not affect the person's birth chart, it varies in cosmic bodies. Like each time zone has different influence. And so it's pretty different for everyone. And so throughout most of its history, astrology was considered a scholarly tradition and was common in academia, and most often commonly associated with astronomy, alchemy, meteorology, and medicine. And I can't say, I have studied astronomy and meteorology, and I don't know. Don't talk to me about this if you're like a passionate person, because I'm still iffy on it.
Yeah, it was all the way up until the 18th century that people believed so fully in this astrology that medical courses had astrology classes in their curriculum you were required to take because it was so strongly believed in.
Wow, that's pretty cool. Like medical courses?
Yeah. All the way up until the 18th century. That was taught in medical school, astrology, because they believed that it truly affected us, and I'm not sure that it doesn't.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Maybe I think it does. I don't know. I need to educate myself a little bit more. We're just talking basics.
There's a whole lot more to this that I really need. I bought a book on it just for whenever we decided to do this podcast, and now I can't find it. I think it's in my car. But yeah, so everybody's probably really familiar with their zodiac sign. That's basically, that's, the one that you see when you go to Chinese restaurants and the one that you use to read your horoscopes that you talked about.
This is actually known as your sun sign.
Yeah. Your sun sign is said to determine your goals, your ego, what motivates you to work towards your dreams, that kind of thing. Yeah. So that's that thing that we all know about, that all of us know from going and eating Chinese food. I'm the dragon.
I'm the tiger. I'm a tiger.
You're the tiger. That is the very basic of what we're talking about. That's the starting point for astrology.
Yeah.
Did you know the word zodiac actually comes from Greek, meaning little animals?
Really?
Yeah. And, each zodiac sign is generally an animal. You've got the rooster and the horse and the bull and that kind of thing. Yeah. Not all of them, but
I didn't know that.
Or are they all animals? The rabbit. I don't know.
Well, let's get a little bit into it.
Okay.
How many signs are there? There are 12 signs, and I'll list them out. And this is the list and order that it gave it to me. Like any of that I went to, it had it in this order.
Okay.
Even though it doesn't start at the beginning of the year, which I thought was interesting. Okay. Because I know that because my husband is a Capricorn and his birthday is in January, right? And that's at the beginning of the year, but the signs start with Aries, and the dates are a little bit lower, and we'll talk about the dates in a second.
Okay.
So let's just go through the signs a little bit. So first is Aries, which is the ram.
Okay.
And then you have Taurus, if I'm saying that right. I know I've heard it, but I just want to make sure I say it correctly. Otherwise, everybody's going to be like, no, that's not how you say it,
Oh, they're probably going to say that anyway.
Probably. So Taurus is the bull. And then you have Gemini, which is the twins.
Oh, so that one's not an animal.
And you have Cancer, the crab. Leo, the lion.
Of course.
And then you have Virgo, the maiden. Libra, which is the scales, which aren't an animal either. Yeah.
Of course. I'm Libra. I should have remembered that. I don't know what I was thinking.
You have Scorpio, which is the scorpion. You have Sagittarius, which is the archer, which I have studied that constellation. So, which is
interesting. Cool. Okay.
You have Capricorn, which is the goat,
Okay.
Aquarius, which is the water. And then you have Pisces, that's the fish.
Interesting. Yeah. The Babylonians who came up with a lot of the signs, they actually had considered doing 13 of these, but they thought 12 was an actual neater number. And so there actually could have been a 13th sign called, and I don't know how to pronounce this, Ophiuchus. And, but that constellation was dropped from the zodiac 3,000 years ago, according to NASA. That was something I found.
I had heard something about that when I was younger and probably still in high school. Everybody was like, oh, did you hear? There's another zodiac and everything's going to change, but then it never followed through or something like that.
Yeah. The astrology community did not approve that change.
Yeah.
But yeah, so there could have been 13, which 13, I think we talked about, didn't we talk about 13 or did we talk about 3?
We talked about 3, but I had an input about the number 13.
I mean, isn't it a witchy number anyway?
13? I only know the scientific, a little bit of science about 13, not anything witchy about 13.
Okay. Did you know, we were talking about the Gemini, the twins. They are known for they are often known. I mean, don't get mad at me, y'all Geminis out there. They are known for having split personalities and are considered the craziest star sign. So if you go through America's most notorious serial killers, Gemini is one of them. Gemini and Pisces are the most common serial killers.
I've heard Pisces a lot.
Well, Pisces are known for being loners, which, you get that vibe off of serial killers, but Geminis are known for being really charming, which is also something, like what was Ted Bundy was supposed to be super charming. I don't know if he was a Gemini or not. I should have looked that up.
I'm pretty sure he was a Pisces.
Oh, was he?
Let me see. Keep talking and I'll look it up.
Okay. So yeah, that is fascinating. I think my brother is a Gemini, actually, but I'm not positive.
Oh,
and then, did you find it?
Yeah, Ted Bundy was a Sagittarius.
Oh,
sorry to all the Sagittariuses out there.
Oh, that's funny. Astrologers, this is a good drink, say that many Aries will have a scar on their head that is a result from being brave at an early age. That's a trait that a lot of Aries share. So if any of y'all are out there are Aries and you've got a scar in your head, let us know. I'm very curious about that.
Yeah. Huh.
I mean, I wonder if that's like they're more Gryffindor-like and so more likely to get hurt because they are super brave and that kind of thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
The most common sign in the world is Scorpio. More than 25% of the population are Scorpios, and they are ruled by the planet Mars.
Did you know I was supposed to be a Scorpio?
Was that your due date?
Yeah, I was.
You were due?
I was supposed to be born in November, but then there were some complications when I was born, so I was born October 18th, right on the cusp.
That does not surprise me. Knowing you, you're always a little complicated.
Yeah. Where there's disaster, there is a Wren.
Yes.
But there's also a 2013 survey of 10,000 UK women reported by Hello! ! And they found that Leos were twice as likely to go to the gym compared to any other sign.
Oh, that's interesting.
Which is it kind of works because Leos are seen to be very confident and like not self-centered, but they know their worth type,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So I could see going to the gym, taking care of your body, your health. Yeah. But also I go to the gym every day. So
yeah. And you're Libra like me.
I'm Libra.
Yeah.
But also Libras are also very like that too, pretty. Yeah. I don't know.
Wow.
I'm not saying that all
you are pretty, but wow.
No, I'm not saying that all other signs are ugly. That's not what I'm saying. That came out wrong.
Wren.
No. Oh. And also, there's a study that says that Leos are the worst drivers.
Oh my God, that's hilarious. I'm glad I'm not a Libra. Did you know, a Leo.
Oh.
Did you know that Libras are the bulk of billionaires?
Really? I'm on the wrong end of that bulk.
Me too. That spectrum, I need to work my way farther towards that billionaire end.
Yeah, come on, Libra. If I'm Libra, come on, I need to be there.
I know, right?
But let's talk a little bit about details in the signs. So traits. And then I also want to talk a little bit about the ruler, which is kind of fun. Okay. So let's start with Aries. And the Aries dates are March 20th to April 18th.
Do you think that it starts with that? Because back in the day, that was the calendar. They weren't always, I wonder if the new year started at that time back then or
There
something. I
have
don't
been
know.
so many calendars and everything, and people putting in extra days. And I don't remember that guy's name that added February or a couple days to the end of February or something like that. So I could see where it starts on March because of something with the calendar.
Well, back in the Roman times, weren't there only 9 months in the Roman calendar or something like that? I don't know.
I don't know.
I
We
don't
will
either.
educate ourselves and get back to you on the second part of astrology.
Okay.
So, Aries traits are energetic and intuitive, and their ruler is Mars.
Okay.
And then you have the Taurus, which is from April 19th to May 20th, and their traits are reliable and persistent.
My mother is a Taurus, I think.
Taurus. Well, is she reliable and persistent?
She is very much so.
And her ruler is Venus.
Very cool.
You have Gemini, which I hear that Geminis and Libras make the best friends. That's what I've heard. That's just what I've heard. There are so many things out there saying other things, but
I know, right?
But Gemini is from May 21st to June 20th, and their traits are versatile and curious.
Okay.
And their ruler is Mercury.
All right.
And you have Cancer, and their dates are June 21st to July 22nd. And their traits are intuitive and sympathetic.
Okay.
And then their ruler is the moon. And then you have Leos, and their birthdays are July 23rd to August 22nd.
Okay.
And they are confident and self-expressive, which makes sense.
Yeah, I can see that.
And then their ruler is the sun.
That makes sense too.
Yeah.
I kind of put those together too. Yeah.
Then we have Virgo, which is from August 23rd to September 22nd.
Okay.
And they are perfectionists and analyze everything.
I can see that. Okay.
And I have a sister who's a Virgo, and one of my best friends in high school was also a Virgo. And so I could see that. And their ruler is Mercury. And then Libra.
That's us.
Is their birthdays are from September 23rd to October 22nd. And they bring balance and a harmony. And
I think so.
And our ruler is Venus, just like Taurus.
Oh, okay.
And then Scorpio, where I messed up, Scorpio is October 23rd to November 21st. And they are passionate and intense, just like, Yep.
My husband is a Scorpio.
Scorpio. He seems more chill and laid back.
He is on the outside.
Okay.
But it's all inside. Yeah.
Enough said. And Scorpio rulers are Pluto and or Mars.
Yeah, because what I saw was Mars, but I wonder what that means. That they have two.
Yeah, it says that the Pluto is the modern ruler and Mars is the old ruler. Sagittarius is from November 22nd to December 21st, and they are adventurous and independent.
Yeah,
and
one of my kids is that way. So, yeah.
Their ruler is Jupiter. What?
Jupiter?
Jupiter. It's Jupiter.
Okay.
And then we go to Capricorns, which are from December 22nd to January 19th. And they are ambitious and organized.
And you said your husband was Capricorn?
Was Capricorn, and he is ambitious and he is a tad organized. He just made a face at me. And Capricorn rulers are Saturn.
Okay.
Last two.
Okay.
We have Aquarius, And Aquarius is from January 20th to February 18th. And they are original. They have originality and vision. And their ruler, so this one also has two. Their ruler is Uranus, which is modern, and Saturn, which is old. And yes, I said Uranus instead of how usually you say it, because it's pronounced Uranus, not Uranus. Uranus.
Well, you're the astronomer, so you would know.
It is pronounced Uranus.
Okay.
Fun. Wren fact. Boom.
A Wren fact.
And then last but not least, we have Pisces on February 19th to March 19th, which I think that one is the only one that goes like from the date to date, like exactly like the month. February 19th to March 19th. And they are said to be sensitive and faithful.
Okay.
And they also have two rulers, which one is the modern one is Neptune and the old one is Jupiter.
Yeah. And each one of these actually falls in specific elemental category as well. So the fire element, you've got Leo, Aries, and Sagittarius. Those are all the fire signs. The water signs are Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio. The air signs are Libra, Gemini, and Aquarius. And the earth signs are Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn.
That's actually a really good note, because I didn't think about putting those in there.
And your various signs represent influences in your life, and you have a chart that you're going to go over on that.
Yeah. So I have like the planets and symbols, like with the influences, and I could probably, I'll post this on our story on Instagram.
Okay.
I think this would be really nice to have. So the planet and area of influence is what I'm going to talk about.
Okay.
So we have the sun, which goes to Leo, remember. And the area of influence is like the influences self, main concerns, and vitality.
Okay.
The moon, which goes to Cancer, in their area of influence is like emotions, instincts, and habits.
Okay.
Mercury, which goes to Gemini, is area of influence is communication, intellect, and reason. Which I could see where Gemini and Libras could be best friends like that, because the reason and the balance that Libras have. And then we have Venus, which was Taurus and
Libra,
us. Wow, I forgot about that. And they are about love, beauty, and art. Which I could definitely see that. Like, I could really see that's where the beauty comes from. I'm not saying I'm still caught up on that. I said that and it came out the wrong way. Like, it's the story of my life where I say something and people take it differently. Yeah. But yeah, I'm just going to stop talking. And then we get to, where am I? Mars. And that is Aries and old Scorpio. And they have action, desire, and aggression. Which
to me, I can see that being Scorpio.
I could see that being Scorpio as well, yes.
Yeah.
And we have Jupiter, which is old Pisces and current Sagittarius. And they are about expansion, optimism, and abundance. And then we have Saturn, which is, I keep going back and forth, Capricorn.
Yeah.
And old Aquarius. And they are about restriction, pessimism. They're pessimistic. Pessimism. Yeah. And structure. Which
that's interesting. Okay.
I could see that. Uranus, which is Aquarius, if I'm not missing anything, is rebellion, eccentricity, there we go, and upheaval, which I thought was funny.
Okay.
like when I think of upheaval, I think of riots.
Yeah, turmoil. That's what I think of too.
And then you have Neptune, which is the modern Pisces. And I think that's the modern Pisces. They have imagination, dreams, and illusions. And then you get into nodes, which I
don't know what nodes are.
Yeah, I'm a little bit fuzzy, but I'm going to tell y'all about it. And then I'm going to go more in depth in the next episode that we have on this.
Definitely. We might have to have even more than one episode, because I think we need to do a whole episode just on your neonatal chart.
Yeah.
Your birth chart.
Yeah, for sure. But the North node is your potential. The South node is your karmic past, and your Chiron
or Chiron. I don't know.
Help us out, people. And that is a point of healing.
Yeah. So when you're talking about the planets, some have more impact on us than others, because some planets move so slowly that they might be in the same sign for months or even years. And then, so people born during that time when that planet is in the same spot for so long, that's lots and lots of people. And of course, we're all individuals. So, those planets don't have as much impact on us, but those planets that move faster do have more impact on us, on our personalities. The personal planets that move the fastest are Mercury, Venus, and Mars.
So that's like there's jokes, but Mercury in retrograde and stuff like that. And it's so cool because I studied these retrograde movements.
That's so cool, because I have a whole thing on Mercury and retrograde a little bit later.
So cool. Like, I'll let you do it because I could just nerd out and talk about it.
You can correct me when I say it incorrectly.
Okay. I just nerd out, Okay.
But to sum up the two main ones so far that we've talked about in astrology, it's the sun and the moon. The sun represents your joy, the very root of what makes you happy. And the moon represents your inner self and how you express your emotions, your personality, your values, and sense of self, which is what you already said, basically. Your emotional habits and changes are represented by your moon sign. And so what's really cool is when you should check out your birth charts, and we have to do a whole episode just on birth charts. It's a whole thing. Because it's based on you individually, the time you're born, the date you're born, your location and the world when you're born, that kind of thing.
I have a Wren fact.
Okay.
I know you guys can't see my face, but it's like a big grin. Okay. Did you know that even though babies might be born on the same day, their signs can differ based on the exact time that they were born?
That's interesting.
I think
that's
cool.
I did come across a really cool story about people who were born at the same time, place, and date, because you would expect if we're all tied so strongly to the planets at the time that we're born and the signs at the time we're born, that someone who was born at the same exact time and place should be similar. And I found a story where that's actually happened.
Okay.
So King George III, he was born on the same day and in the same location as John Hemming on June 4th, 1738. Both were born at 7:38 a.m. Hemming's father died at the exact same time and on the same day that George III's father died.
Oh.
Hemming and George III also got married on the same day, September 8th, 1861, and they both had the same number of children, all of who were the same gender.
Oh.
They also died on the same day, January 29th, 1820, very close to the same hour.
That's so cool.
It does lend credence to the fact that there might be something to the alignments of the planets and that kind of thing at the time we're born.
Yeah, so I just want to say, if anybody's connected to me, I'm sorry.
Okay, back to astrology. So the next thing in importance after the sun and the moon is your rising sign. This is also known as your ascendant. And these are actually constellations. They're not planets. So this is the constellation that was rising over the eastern horizon at the moment you were born. Mm-hmm. That is your rising sign. And the rising sign is said to reflect your personality and determine the type of person you present yourself as in public. Did you know that astrologers, the ones that actually write the horoscopes, they write them based on the rising sign. So it's actually more accurate to read your horoscope, the horoscope for your rising sign instead of your sun sign. Oh. So instead of going and looking up Libra, mm-hmm. we should be reading whatever it is that our rising sign is, which we have to do a natal birth chart to know what our rising sign is.
Yeah.
And then there are houses. Also, this is an additional layer of development in the astrology that gives more depth to how to read our birth charts. Mm-hmm. And just like there are 12 signs, there are 12 houses. And so I was reading articles and not everybody agrees on how you calculate these houses. Mm-hmm. But basically every sign rules one house. So Wren, what are those? What are the houses?
Okay, so they kept it simple with the names. It's literally first house, second house, third house. Yeah.
Okay, I can handle that one. Yeah, I figure by the time they've gone through all the zodiacs and planets and all that, they're like, we better keep this one simple.
Mm-hmm. And to keep it even more simple, it goes in line of where it starts. So it starts with the first sign that we talk about.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So first house is about appearance, outward personality.
So, and it's ruled by Aries, which was the first sign. Mm-hmm. I gotcha.
And you have the second house that is about money, possessions, and value.
And ruled by the Taurus. Okay.
Mm-hmm. You have the third house, which is about communication, immediate environment, and brothers and sisters.
Ruled by Gemini. So that's interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the brothers and sisters part of that is very interesting because the Gemini are the twins.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You have the fourth house, which is about home, parents, roots, and circumstances at the end of life.
And that one's ruled by Cancer.
Mm-hmm. Then you have the fifth house, which is romance, children, creativity, and fun.
Ruled by Leo.
I could see Leo, fun, Mm-hmm. You have the sixth house, which is about work, health, and service.
Ruled by Virgo.
Mm-hmm. You have seventh house, which is marriage and other partnerships.
Ruled by Libra.
Mm-hmm. You have the eighth house, which is sex, death, regeneration, and other people's money, which that one's a whirl.
Other people's money. That's okay. So this one's ruled by Scorpio, which, okay.
Okay. And you have the ninth house, which is higher education, travel, religion, philosophy, publishing, and law.
Ruled by Sagittarius.
Mm-hmm. And you have the 10th house, which is about career, status, and reputation.
Ruled by Capricorn.
Mm-hmm. And then you have the 11th house, which is ruled by friends, groups, goals, and aspirations.
And that's ruled by Aquarius.
Mm-hmm. And you have the 12th house, which is ruled by, which is about seclusion, secrets, spirituality, and self-sabotage.
That's interesting. That one's ruled by Pisces.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
And also some people, you were talking about the dates that each sign goes to, and you made the comment about being on the cusp of a different sign. So some people, and me and you apparently included, often think that we might have more than one sign because we're born on the cusp of that sign. But according to one website, it's not a thing, because you're actually born at that specific time when the planets are specifically where they are. There is no cusp. You're either in that house and in that constellation, or you're not.
What if you're born on, let me scroll up. What if you're born on, let's say you're Libra, October 22nd at 11:59 p.m. and half your body is out and half your body's in, and then the time goes, and then you're on October 23rd.
Only you would come up with this scientific question. Well, what if this, and this?
But isn't that a real question, though?
I don't know.
Because I feel like it could be a thing.
I feel like if you're not all the way out, you're not born. So I feel like it's really finite as to the time.
But how do you define not really born if your head is out and you're like already breathing?
I think the whole body's got to be out.
I guess. But also Nostradamus, the French astrologer, which I think we've all heard of Nostradamus from probably like TV shows and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it said that he had predicted many important world events, including the French Revolution, and he is known as one of the great future tellers.
Mm-hmm. I've heard that too. That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he supposedly, there was all kinds of things. I think the bubonic plague he was supposed to have predicted, all kinds of things, and he used it. It was astrology that he used to figure this out.
I didn't know it was astrology that he used.
Mm-hmm. So back to this Mercury in retrograde thing.
Mm-hmm.
So it might not mean what you all think it means. So a few times a year, and I'm really excited to hear the scientific stuff behind this because I don't know all of that, but it says a few times a year, Mercury seems to stop and reverse. But this isn't actually the case. It's more of an optical illusion. Mm-hmm. People think of Mercury and being in retrograde as an unstable period and often blame it for problems with electronics or plans falling through. It happens 3 or 4 times annually. Is that all accurate?
Probably, because we are closer to the sun than sorry, I'm thinking about Mars. We are farther away from the sun than Mercury. And so Mercury goes really, really, really fast around the sun. And so it appears as if it's going backwards because like I have to show you in like a physical model.
Okay.
You know? But it makes sense because like it looks like it's going backwards, even though it's not. Based on our location in the solar system and its location in the solar system.
How do we know when this is? There are people I see on, Instagram. They're like, oh, Mercury's going into, how do you know when it's going to happen?
Well, you can Google it.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But 2, if you know the times, like not off the top of my head, but it takes 365 or 66 days for the Earth to go around the sun, right? Mm-hmm. And that is significantly less in Mercury, and I can't think of how many days.
Don't know exactly. Yeah.
But it goes faster than that. And so if you know that, and I think it's self-explanatory after that. Like you can be like, oh, well, it's already gone around the sun 3 times compared to what we've gone around 1.5, That's not true. I'll take that further.
I'll just Google it. I'll Google it. There are just so many cool facts about astrology that you can find them everywhere. Did you know that out of all of our United States presidents in history, most of them are Scorpios or Aquarius?
Really?
Yes.
Scorpios are scary.
Which there are actually a bunch of them that are left-handed too. Which is interesting, which my husband is left-handed and a Scorpio. He could have been president.
I read something about being left-handed and right-handed somewhere. I'll get back to it. I'll get back to you on that next episode.
So 5 presidents, including Joe Biden, are Scorpios.
Oh, okay.
4 presidents are born under the Aquarius sign. And there have only been 2 Aries and 2 Virgo presidents, which make them the least common of all the signs that have held that office. So, I mean, there's just so much involved with astrology. It really is mind-boggling. And we'll probably have to do several topics. I've got to find that book. It was I had started reading it and it was fantastic. And I need to find that book so that I can use it next time for our next one. But I also want to do my own birth chart. Do you know what time you were born?
I was born at 2:45 in the afternoon.
Oh, okay.
No, 2:45 in the morning.
Okay.
AM. It was AM.
Yeah, I'll have to pull out my baby book from my parents and see what time I was born, because you have to know that information to get the detailed. And apparently online you can go and get them for free, which would be cool. You just plug in your information and it spits out all your information. That would be kind of cool.
I think I tried to look mine up once and then I got confused. So then I just never looked back at it.
Okay.
But yeah, we'll have to do that and then tell everybody. Well,
definitely.
Because I feel like there are some people that could find out who we are, you know. If that makes sense. But well, that's all that I have on astrology basics.
Basics, yeah.
Basics. Then please take the basics, like say basics, because I know that some people are going to listen to this and be probably a little disappointed because we didn't cover everything.
Yeah,
there's a whole lot to cover,
and there's so much information. It gets confusing. So it might be better to break it down into little pieces and absorb that. I mean, especially since we linked this first one to what we all already know with the zodiac. You know, that's a really good starting point, but there is so much more to it than, you know, and there are astrologists out there who know this stuff by memory. And it's like the tarot cards. It's going to take me forever to memorize them. I'm going to have to look everything up every time. Yeah. What was Mars again? And what, you know? Yeah. But anyway.
Yeah. But this is just the beginning. So
it's the beginning.
Outro time.
Yes.
So you can find us on all social medias at C3 Witchy Podcast. That's TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And we're doing a whole ton, like a lot more on all of our social medias, especially TikTok. We are excited. Go check out the videos that we've been doing. And then Instagram is also being in the works. It's starting to get to where we're going, what we're planning on doing. Twitter too. We're under new management. Woo. And then let's see, you can also go check us out at c3witchypodcast.com. That's www.c3witchypodcast.com. There you can find all the links to our social media, as well as merch and Patreon and our newsletter and our blog.
Oh, speaking of Patreon, you guys for our patrons, I am going to do up, I cast that jar spell for Wren for her anxiety. And so I'm going to put that into a form for you all and put it on the Patreon so that you all can see what I did and how I did it, and go from there. Either that one, or I might do there was another jar one that I did. So I'll post one of those for you, hopefully before this comes out. I'm not sure, but if it's not there when this comes out, it will be shortly after that.
Yes. I think that's it. We'll be back.
I think so. All right. We'll be back.